Hello everyone, Cobra Kai never dies as Season 6 Part 1 strikes first on Netflix. I would have loved if the whole season was at once, but we're going to have 3 separate parts. One starting today on July 18th, and then sometime around Thanksgiving, and then next year. 5 episode intervals, so 15 episodes each. And the episodes are a little bit longer, but not like Stranger Things 4 long. They're about 36 to 44 minutes for the 5 episodes. And I have to say, I love this show, and it's crazy to see how far we come, from the YouTube days. On paper, I thought Cobra Kai was going to be the stupidest thing. I'm like, why are they doing this? And it was the best thing since sliced bread. This is how you continue a franchise, how you do a reboot in the vein of Top Gun Maverick or Creed. Seriously, Star Wars and other franchises should take notes on Cobra Kai because you could tell the passion of the showrunners and how they treated the legacy characters with love, while also creating new characters we could root for as well. And Cobra Kai is kind of like a male soap opera, like WWE, where you have faces and heels and you never know a person's allegiance. Allegiances can change at any given moment, at any time, regardless of what may have happened before. And I have to say, these set of episodes, specifically episodes 1, 2, and 3 of Season 6, have been part of the weakest of the entire series so far, where it's like they're going over and retreading old material, Now, granted, there's some fan service and fun with like characters fighting other characters they never encountered before, and that's kind of nice before the series end, especially for Karate Kid fans. Some familiar faces and Easter eggs pop up here and there. But for the most part, it is nice seeing a brief piece with all the students. And then old bullshit just comes along and creates conflict. The only difference is in this season, it feels like it's forced. It doesn't feel organic. It feels like we're just going over the same stuff over and over again. It's almost like all the kids and adult characters just have problems they can't let go of. And I can understand that, but it felt like we reached a logical conclusion and a logical point of closure with old beefs and grudges, And it's kind of like Season 3 where like Johnny and Daniel are going to form a dojo. They're going to work together finally. And then what happens? They're their own worst enemies when it comes to fighting Cobra Kai at the All Valley. Same thing here with the World Tournament. And we also get new revelations regarding Miyagi. That might divide some fans, but then I think there's more to the story. And there's a cool nod at the end that can open the doors for not only Miyagi's past, but could possibly bridge the gap with the remake with Jackie Chan and the original trilogy. And I would like to see that. Julie-san, I would like to see. I had theories of who Tori's mom may be and where Hilary Swank could come in. That didn't happen, but it was still an emotional reveal nevertheless. We get a lot more backstory with Tori, and she's one character that has really gone through it all, and I felt for her, primarily in episode 5. We also get more of Kreese's backstory and where he learned martial arts. He's on the run, so he's basically forming Cobra Kai with a group of people we saw with Silver last year. Daniel, Johnny, and Chosen are kind of going through their own ruts. The kids are like a mess of like, now we're friends, oh, we're enemies again, They kind of do that kind of teenage soap opera thing. And for the beginning, even though Netflix has a budget increase, it feels cheap until the last 2. Earlier, I wasn't sure what to think. My expectations were a bit high, and I was just like, you know what? I'm not feeling it this year until episode 4 hits. 4 and 5, and specifically 5, stick it out till 5, because then it starts to feel like the old Cobra Kai we know and love. Even the way it's filmed feels gritty again and like grounded in real locations and like handheld cameras and stuff. Like it's starting to feel more like Cobra Kai Season 1. There's some shocking revelations. I hope it sticks the landing, and we'll see how it continues, because it ends off on a very promising note for the rest of the season. And maybe this is going to be a rough start before we get really heavy into the Saikai Taikai tournament and the rest of the stories involved with all the characters. So we'll have to see. But overall, I think, for me personally, I think Seasons 1 and 3 might be my favorite, and 4 and 5 are pretty close. But it just pales in comparison to the first 5. I don't know. Something about this had a very, very rocky start. We had the COVID pandemic. We had the actor strike. You could tell everybody's getting a little older, and I'm glad seeing how they're dealing with the kids going to college and their futures. There's definitely a lot of setup for the closure of this series. And then Johnny expecting a baby, Robbie living with Johnny and them, and Miguel being like a brother to him. That stuff is interesting. Seeing other characters we haven't seen in a while is interesting. But outside of Kreese and the main characters, a lot of the teen drama I personally did not care for. And it's not that it was bad, it's just that they've been there, done that, you know? It's like going over the same old material again. It's like, do you guys have nothing new? I was expecting like new conflicts and new threats or something, new enemies, something different, because we've been through this before, you know? So on that note, overall for part 1, I would give it a 3 out of 5 and a B. It's not my favorite so far, but I think the rest of this season could very well change that. The next 10 episodes, parts 2 and 3, may very well change it. I think it's 5, 5, and 5. I may be wrong, but we'll see. And maybe it'll pick up and show us why Cobra Kai is the best around him. And maybe it might go into the next film. Who knows? I have some theories there. But it was very cool seeing what they did and seeing how far we've come along, you know. But I just think it could be better. And it may be better. We'll have to see. I wish all the season was at once instead of 3 parts, but this was a nice tester, and if you find yourself struggling to watch, make it to episode 5. Trust me. I can't wait to see how it ends. This season struck first. We have to see what strikes hard, and whether or not the finale will leave us with no mercy. In the meantime, let me know what you thought about Season 6, Part 1 of Cobra Kai. You know, I had mixed feelings. It sounds like I hated it. I didn't like it as much as the others, but I still enjoy the show. And it's only part 1 of a season. It's kind of hard to judge an overall thing when you just see a portion of it. But I like where it ended. I said to the TV, no, don't tell me you're going to end there. Like, finally, it's getting somewhere, and they know where to leave it, man. They know where to leave it for a cliffhanger ending. So we'll see. We'll see if Jackie Chan's character's mentioned, if Julie Son makes an appearance with Hilary Swank or a mention. We'll see. But let me know your thoughts on it. And in the meantime, you can check out these other Cobra Kai related videos for more content. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. Till next time.